Hello teacups, welcome back. Thank you so much for your patience here. When I tell you the last week or so have been slightly mental. So our school obviously is accredited by various places, and every 5 years we get reaccredited, and this was the week for the extra special scary visit from the reaccreditation people to make sure we were up to standards. Now, realistically, there is absolutely no way we are not going to get reaccredited, but it's still quite scary to have them in. And then to add to just the general chaos, the last 2 days, the Ministry of Education has shut down physical school because we've had some rain coming through. We've had a tropical storm coming through, and luckily, where I am, we don't tend to get as affected. We've had some rain, but not terribly. But there are areas quite close that do get quite terribly affected. And because we have students from all over, it's just too dangerous to be out on the roads because the wadis flood really easily, and then they can just sweep you away. And actually, the last time we were having really big rounds of rain, there was a horrible, tragic accident where I think there was a bus with 9 or 10, I think it was primary school students that got swept away, or there was an accident or something along those lines because of the rain, and they died. So not in our school, just it was in the news here in Oman. And so the Ministry of Education have had an abundance of caution ever since when it comes to how long they wait before they will shut down schools. But they've also got requirements in place where if the schools are shut down, we have to still provide learning because that's our job. Now, my school does full online learning. So if we get announced for a rain day at 8 p.m. the night before, we are online the next day. And so I've been doing that the last couple of days. We were told to expect like observations from the people that were coming in to visit because we were still teaching. So we had that kind of in the back of our mind at all times. And just, it was an extra layer of stress on everything else. So tomorrow is Thursday. We will be back in school, I do believe. And that will be the last day of their visit. And I'm just hoping that the 2 days we lost to rain doesn't mean that they have to come back again. And then I should be on vacation for a week. So that'll be nice. And hopefully I'll be able to get more videos up for you. So now you've had that quick update for me. Excuse me, I say quick, it's been a couple of minutes. We're going to get on to Foodie. Obviously, with things being a bit of a panic this week and me being so busy, I had trouble keeping up with her. She's had a lot of rage in her. I know that's quite a regular occurrence, but she's had a lot of rage in her. But what I'm going to do today is I downloaded barbecue chickens. I think this was on her barbecue chilling channel. And she had a recap of some of the lives kind of all squished together, which was good for me because it means we can just kind of go over it. But essentially, she's been on the health arc. I did see when she had that cheat meal mukbang. I was trying to react on that day actually, and some things happened and I couldn't. She kept saying, oh, it's a cheat day, and then she was like, it was a cheat meal, and she came back on live, said, no, it's just a meal. We saw it coming, put it that way. So it doesn't surprise me because I have been here for the cycle before. It doesn't surprise me that she is angry, that she is not taking comments well, because when does she ever? It doesn't surprise me, and we'll go into this part here, that she came back and was all like, oh, woe is me and the food noise, which is her new favourite phrase. And, you know, I've got hunger, insomnia, and it's all really hard. Soft voice, come and pity me, because she just had a rage. Like, if it weren't so expensive, she probably would have been in the ER at this point. She needed to just go for sympathy. And it's not that it's not real, that she's not going through it, it's that I really hate how she'll only present it in this way when she realizes, oh crap, no one's sympathizing with me. Now I've got to try and drum that up because my rage hasn't helped me. But anyway, so I've got clips from various lives and we will get into this. Barbecue chicken got it down to, I think it was about 19 minutes over some various pieces. So let's go. Oh, I'll tell you what I have realised though, as I look at this, kind of grey toned eyeshadow, pink toned lips, we might be doing a similar look here. And given that I don't particularly like this look on her, although it is hard to see through the filter what it actually looks like, maybe I should rethink my choices.
So today, I thought was weigh-in day. Actually,
Oh, sorry, it is sped up because barbecue chicken sped it up. So if you don't like that, apologies, but this is what I'm working with.
To make it a proper week, tomorrow would actually be weigh-in day, because the last time I weighed myself was October 8th, and today's the 14th, so I guess technically tomorrow, but I'm doing my weigh-in today.
Okay, 151.5. I don't care too much for this. I know there was a lot of discussion when she went on all those scales in Thailand. I don't see how necessarily she could have rigged the one in the Science Museum, but I could understand that. Oh, was that in Thailand? No, that was here. But I do also understand that they might not be accurate as well. So it doesn't really matter for our purposes. We're looking at the change, I suppose. I do think she's quite nervous in this intro. She's obviously not expecting particularly good things for her audience, which would imply she's capable of learning in a way I don't think she is. But no one ever believes it anyway. For what she was showing us she ate versus how much she lost, I don't see as much difference as I would expect to see. Because if she did just have what we saw of the cheat meal, which I don't believe we did, we saw a whole load, and then she came back with 2 pieces of chicken and a few bits of the fries, and I was like, no. But we can sit here and call Foodie a liar till the cows come home, till the cows get back on the plane to Canada.
So as you can see, I'm down a little bit, almost 2 pounds, and however many kgs. So that's, I'm not going to complain about that. But the main thing that I'm focusing on right now is to develop a eating pattern that will prevent me from binge eating.
Oh, didn't mean to click it that early, sorry. Her eating pattern is important, obviously, which I think in this case she means doing enough to not get massively hungry but not overeating, that balance. What she actually needs to deal with is her sleep pattern, because when you don't sleep, and I say this from experience because I'm one of those people who will stay awake all night. I occasionally just have days where it's like, oh, guess I'm not sleeping tonight. I've gotten a bit better with it now that I'm back in a regular school schedule, but it's still something I find naturally quite difficult. I take melatonin to try and help me to drop off, but I'm prone to staying up very late. And I tell you now, it makes everything harder to resist. You eat more, you're prone to spending more if you do like online shopping and stuff, because all decisions, or all, decisions isn't the right word there, all thoughts to ignore good decisions are easier to push through. It's easier to justify doing things when it's 3 a.m. and you're a little bit tired. You know what? Let me just order that thing. Let me just go on to Amazon or whatever you use. So I think of all this, even though you would say, well, no, obviously she has to address her food first. I think she severely underestimates how much of her problem her life routine is, in the sense of her not sleeping when people usually sleep, and the fact that her day is just so empty. It's nothing but time to fill, really.
On my free time yesterday, I took the time for myself to start rereading books that have made a lot of
Your free time yesterday was your entire day. You have nothing but free time.
Sense to me in the past. Books written by therapists. I have been to many therapy sessions to try to aid in this. I have been to a binge eating disorder center.
Yeah, you went to one in the way that when I connect flights, I've technically been in the airport of many countries. Doesn't mean I've actually had the experience, really. At best, I would say you transitioned through various therapists and stopped going. You didn't engage with them in any way.
Outpatient program. I was not eligible for an inpatient program. Overall, just being consistent with something that I can be is helping my mental health. And so far, I've been able to be consistent with what I'm doing, and knock on wood, it seems to be working for the time being.
Excuse me? You had a cheat meal the other day. What do you mean you've been consistent? Actually, I'm going to catch myself there. Here's something I was having a problem with this week in what little I did see. I actually think that Chantal, based on what she's doing online, obviously we don't see behind the scenes, we can guess, but we don't see. Cheat meal aside, did some things over the past week and a half that genuinely could be the beginning of better habits. Now, she's not consistent enough to keep them up. She's still going very much through the predictable stages of the cycle. But she did get on the treadmill. However many times a day she did it, we saw her on the treadmill, and we've seen that she's begun to increase the amount of time on the treadmill. Now, she'll probably drop off of that. We'll probably not see it on camera so often, and then suddenly she's not doing it anymore. We know usually where this is headed, but in this moment, she has tried to make changes, and this is probably the longest she's kept to any change, even with the cheat meal or cheat day or whatever it was, in a very long time. Now, don't get me wrong, the last thing I saw her doing was eating big bags of Doritos and buying junk in the grocery haul, which I guess Salar is going to guard with his life. Who knows? So I'm not hopeful that this is going to end any other way than face first into 3 mukbangs a day as we come into higher earnings season here on YouTube. But I'm sitting here, even knowing the type of person she is, even having been here with her for years now, I'm more than happy to give her credit for the small changes she had been making this week. I'm not going to give her the medal she seems to want, but I'll say, yeah, I would say things were better this week than they have been. However, Foodie's also a raging bitch. And all of the anger on the community and all of the spitting mad towards all the reactors and all of this stuff she's got going with Yabba right now, like, I don't need it, man. And if she just shut her face and keep focusing on the stuff that she is actually doing, she'd have more of a positive reaction. But she can't do it without putting her emotions somewhere, because suddenly they're not going into the food she wants. And so she just rages out because she is sick of doing things, and she does get angry that she can't do things easily and that people do call her out, because for her, she's like, look at all the amazing changes I'm making. And then people are doing crazy things like being like, hey, that cheat meal you had, it's not serving you well. Oh, hey, maybe don't buy 9 types of cheese or whatever it is. Hey, where did those ramen noodles come from? Which we're going to talk about in a minute. And why were they in the house? She's going to have a very critical response. And until she can show she can keep to something long term, that's not going to change, because we've all been here before. But she rages people don't give her credit for her efforts, even small credit for her efforts. Like all the reactors are just haters. Hun, I would, but I'm too busy being buried in 8 community posts and live rages to be able to get a breath in.
I may have to change course eventually and get, change things a little bit to keep the weight loss going. I don't know how it's going to go.
Don't worry so much about what will come. Worry about where you are.
But I'm just taking it literally minute by minute at this point.
Then why are we talking about later?
Have I had any really hard moments? Yeah, I have. There's been some, especially at night, where I just have a really, really hard time.
Okay, but you're awake all night. So go sleep. Be awake in the day where you can, well, I was about to say when you can go out and do something else to distract yourself, but who the hell am I kidding? But yeah, if it's hard all night, then it's just hard. And it will be hard, but here we are.
So sometimes, usually what I'll do is I'll have a snack at night, and it does help. But the formula that's helped me recently is 3 meals and at least 1 snack and some fruit. I've also been doing between 20 to 30 minutes on the treadmill. Now, I know people think that I just started at 10 minutes. And you know what? Basically just, and this is like not nice of me to say, but a big F you to the people who just crap on someone's
Of course. And that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, I wouldn't sit here and crap on your efforts if you give me a chance to say something else. But if you're going to start by saying F you, and she does mean it to all the haters here, all right then, F you. What incentive do I have to speak better of you if this is the way you speak of me?
Efforts when they're losing weight. Like, I don't care who the person is, if you don't like them, whatever. If somebody's trying to improve their life and you're that sad individual who just tries to bring them down, it's just, you're just low. You're just low. So,
well, we're all low together then, aren't we, my darling? I'm not here to crap on her attempts to be healthy when she's attempting to be healthy. I might be here to crap on the other stuff, on her gaslighting, look how healthy I am while she's mainlining Doritos. I might be here to ask the slightly harder question when it's like, hey, where did those ramen noodles come from? Those questions I'll ask, but, keep lecturing me on crapping on other people.
So just 10 minutes is a big deal when you're very sedentary and you couldn't walk 10 minutes straight without sitting before,
I agree with that. I think that her doing 10 minutes and her doing 10 minutes 3 times a day, if she is in fact doing it, because obviously she's a liar, but even what we've seen her do was her pushing herself. Now you can argue, well, she shouldn't have gotten to this state, but the fact is she's in this state. So her doing it is a plus. But if you want credit and acknowledgement from me or anybody else, how about you simmer down, my love? Because the only thing you're going to get with this attitude is the same attitude back. You bring your own energy.
So, yeah, I think that, wait, I know those are haters and they're not with me. So I'll just keep aiming for more and more to do better and better, you know? And I want to get to a point where I can do all of the things I could never do as a larger person. And there's many, there's so many, you know? And I go to bed we go to bed very, very late, okay? Like,
yeah, stop doing
early hours of the morning. So there would have been like 4 or 5 hours where I wasn't eating anything based on MyFitnessPal. And I know that's good for your body, intermittent fasting, but when you're trying to recover,
4 to 5 hours is a meal. Jesus Christ.
From the eating disorder.
Sorry. I have my lunch around noon, sometimes a little bit earlier depending on when I've got time. It is completely normal to have 4 to 5 hours between lunch and dinner. And it's certainly not intermittent fasting. She's just not yet at the point, or hasn't been at the point, where she's not grazing the entire day between bigger meals. Maybe she'll get there, but her recent grocery haul doesn't fill me with confidence.
At least what works for me, fasting is the number one thing that will trigger me to spiral. And I do agree fasting is healthy. It does deplete your glycogen stores. It does give your body a rest.
I don't need to be lectured on fasting by you, Foodie, at all. But also, what you're doing is not fasting.
Digestive system rest, but where I'm at with my binge eating recovery, there's no way. Even the books I'm reading and the articles I'm reading on how to overcome it, and these are like scholarly articles, okay? They're not just like random people on the internet.
All right, I'd love to see which scholarly articles you're reading. Please quote them. Link them down below. Link them in your description, because then screw the haters, they're scholarly. But please excuse my doubt when I tell you that I have had arguments with you before about the quality of your research, and you did come up rather short. So if you have the articles, I'd love to see who you're listening to.
Not let yourself get too hungry, because that will trigger, you know? So for me, a trigger, and you should recognize your triggers in recovery, is knowing your triggers, right? So one of mine is letting myself get too hungry.
Yeah, one of yours is also fast food. So maybe don't do the cheat days so much.
And because then I just want to eat everything. So I try to eat every few hours, like every 3 to 4 hours max. Okay, so usually every 3 hours, even if it's something small, but it has to be substantial enough to satisfy that hunger pang. And this is, when I do this consistently, it's developing a pattern of eating. And this is part of repairing my relationship with my dietary habits, with how I eat, with food in general.
She said she's counting calories. I was under the impression that if you were trying to repair this intuitive eating thing, then you didn't do that because it just kind of quantified the food in your head and then you could obsess over that. I don't particularly agree with her doing intuitive eating. I think her intuitions are broken. I think calorie counting in terms of the math of it is a better idea for her, but all the mental stuff she's got going makes it difficult for her to stick to. It's difficult for anyone to stick to if they're used to eating a lot more and then they try and limit themselves. And Chantal isn't known for her great reactions to people trying to limit her, even when it's her doing it. She sees it all as a form of control, even when she's making the choice herself.
Last night, I thought, oh my gosh, I need to eat something. Like, I need to. I made something healthy. I made a tuna fish sandwich with yellow mustard on multigrain bread, and I had an ounce of cheese and some pickles.
I want to know if when she measures and she's saying she had an ounce of cheese, is she eyeballing that? Because she buys a lot of cheese and it seems to disappear quickly. So if you're having an ounce of cheese, as in the 28 grams that the ounce of cheese is, I would like to see you measuring. I'd like to see you preparing your food.
That took the hunger away, and my urge to go binge on 3 packs of noodles and 5 bags of chips and all of the cheese in the fridge went away. It went away. So, you know.
Okay, great. So why are you moaning at us? Hey, I was hungry at night. I recognized I was hungry. I had a sandwich that was not a face full of fast food, and I felt better. Great. That's great. What are we complaining about here? I don't understand. Excuse me, that's my doorbell. Sorry, everybody. There's a local person here. He's married to one of the teachers here. And as a little side gig, he cooks meals. He made fish pie today. And you can order from him and he delivers them. And I haven't ordered it for months, but I knew this week was going to be really hard. But I forgot I'd ordered it, started recording this, then he was like, hey, fish pie. I was like, oh. But anyway, back to Foodie.
I had that guilt after. Like, I felt like, oh my gosh, like I ate something over above the calories from my fitness pal. So right now, that guilt is part of the cycle of the binge cycle. And I need to get away from that. So that's all.
Christ, I hate it when she starts, well, she doesn't read full books, which is part of the problem. I hate it when she starts cherry picking information. Because that's the thing, there's no nuance to her information, but she'll take a line and she'll run with it. And it's not that there isn't a grain of truth in it. It's that it's really easy for her to start warping what she reads to justify what she wants, which is all the part of having the terrible relationship with food. And I find this difficult because actually, Chantal on a health journey is where I began with Chantal. And it's the part of Chantal that I sympathize with the most, even though I don't find her a sympathetic person anymore, and I think she's pretty terrible. It's the parts of her I most recognize in the parts of me. And so when she does do well and when she is trying, I'm more inclined to be like, no, good for you. And then she just bitches us out. But I don't like to be lectured like this because it's based on very little proper research from her.
Also part of repairing my relationship with food. And for me, like, everyone's journey is different. Not everyone has the same conditions as everyone else. And this is just me. And this is just years and years of doing this and getting to know my body more. There's a lot of noise with eating disorders. And it's learning to deal with those noises that is also an integral part of recovery. So in the end, I had the meal and I panicked and felt bad, even though it was totally fine because I was awake, right? So I have to space out my meals better, plan them better and everything so that I'm not
Plan
super
your
hungry.
sleep
I can't go
better.
to bed if I'm super hungry.
You shouldn't. You shouldn't go to bed if you're super hungry. But it just shows that you're not planning your time very well. If you had a bedtime, then, I know it sounds childish, but if you had a bedtime, then you'd be able to plan, okay, I'm going to eat a couple of hours before I go to sleep. Then I'm not sleeping on a big meal.
My brain will just not let me sleep. It will just not turn off. And it will be obsessed. The food noise will be deafening. So it's better to eat something healthy than to give into a binge urge. Do you see like what I mean?
I'm not arguing with you. You seem to be justifying really hard. So I guess you're just expecting people to tell you how stupid you are, which, again, I'm cursed to try and be fair with her, but which people do. But you could plan a lot of elements of your life better, which would mean that you wouldn't put yourself in this situation.
That's what I've discovered. So that's basically what I'm doing at the moment.
Hours later.
So I'm using my microphone so I can talk low because my husband Salah is sleeping. And as you can see, I am not, even though I have my sleep mask. I have like hunger, insomnia.
You know what gets me about this sleep mask? She doesn't wear her hijab in bed, obviously. She puts it on because she likes to cosplay and because she's going online, right? So that means she got up, took the sleep mask off, put the hijab on, and then put the sleep mask back on to show that she had just crawled out of bed instead of just leaving it off. Now I'm looking at it, I think it might just be because she doesn't appear to have that undercap on underneath, and so the sleep mask is holding the front of the hijab on so it doesn't show her hairline. That's probably what it is, which again is fine, you do you.
Fold laundry while I talk to you guys. I thought I would video journal what I'm going through right now. Hunger, insomnia. And basically what I would consider that to be is being so hungry that you can't sleep, but it's pretty much head hunger at this point.
Okay, so we learned nothing from earlier. Good to know.
So I ate like every single calorie I was allowed. Now I still have like, I think I had like 100 left. And I already planned what I'm going to eat later today. I guess the main reason I couldn't sleep, the hunger, but like the nagging, like all the food noise in my head, like, so, and then there was also like the impulse to binge eat pretty badly. I was gonna make like ramen noodles, a bunch of packs of those.
Where did the ramen noodles come from? Why do you have them? I know at some point this week she was like, oh, we did a food top up to go with the different kinds of cheese, I suppose. and it was kind of junky, but Salar's going to control that as well. You're saying Salar is unconscious in the bed, so clearly this isn't going too well. I'd say control yourself, but you know, it's not your forte.
I look like an idiot.
Clearly, I did not watch this closely enough to realise that she had that thing on the top. All right, ignore what I said before then.
I don't even know why I have that on, but I didn't even sleep in this. The sun makes me feel gross when I haven't slept.
Okay, yeah, no, I should have watched further, but there we are.
I guess on average I was eating just over 3,000 calories a day.
Oh, Jesus. 3,000 calories a day is so much. I watched Pulpy. Again, I tend to put Pulpy on when I'm doing other things, so I haven't seen super close. But she lost just under a kilo this week. So are you telling me she's on 2,000 calories at 2,100 calories a day now? Hang on, she might tell us. Give me a minute.
Maintain my weight and to lose even 2,200 calories is still a deficit, a pretty big deficit for me at first. I know it might seem like a lot for most people.
Right. So is she on 22? Because that actually said 21.
Because most people tend to think that, you know, you have to eat, like Dr. Now says, like 1,200 calories.
You don't have to, and I think it would be unrealistic for her to do that. But again, if you're going to do calorie counting, you have to be quite precise in your goals. And yes, she's transitioning into it and she's at the point where anything better is better. But even the 2,200 to the 2,100, that chart that she had up said 2,110. So even if we take it as her eating 100 calories more, okay, so that's 700 calories more a week than she thinks she's doing. That's a lie. Most people in her comments and in reaction channels were telling her to start higher and work her way down. Yeah, we have done that.
These feelings happen pretty much every night. It's like a battle every night. And it's very exhausting. I mean,
Maybe you'd be less exhausted if you were sleeping regularly.
I feel like I am eating enough. It's just, I don't think it'll ever be enough. You know, I just have to.
I agree. I don't think it'll ever be enough for her because I don't think she has that stopping point in her head or in her body. I think she's so used to feeling so terrible. Her physical responses can't stop her and her mental ones haven't been developed. But all she'll do is say, well, I've been to so many therapists, and she'll never actually do a program that she sticks with. So where are you with that? We can have the same conversation, but changes will only be temporary until you fix the root causes, and the root causes are all up in her brain.
Anyways, thanks for listening. I just thought I'll do something productive while I'm actually starting to feel a bit tired now that I got that out of my system.
God knows what time of the day she did this. To be completely honest, I can see it's bright sunlight, but God knows what time she did it. I know I'm meant to feel more sympathetic about this, but I'm sure she raged on the community post before this. So this is a performance. Just like putting the sleep mask on was, it's a performance to be like, oh no, look, I'm struggling. Sympathize with me.
And, yeah. So, anyway, I guess I will also resume live streams very soon.
A terrible idea, but let's go.
Maybe later tonight, so we'll see about that.
A few hours later.
Why do you gotta give me attitude and everything?
Because you give it to us.
So ridiculous. So ridiculous, you're condemning me.
Okay.
Over for this.
Alright, so don't come on live then. You don't have to show us.
Okay, I'm gonna hurry and eat dinner so we can do the haul. Do I have any friends in Kuwait?
It's good that she's savouring her food, so to fully let her brain know that she's consuming this.
No, I don't have time for friends right now. Before I make friends, I gotta be the best version of me.
Excuse me? If you can marry Salah being the version of you are, you can try and make friends. I'm not saying you'd be a good friend. The fact is you weren't able to make friends when given the opportunity because you raged, and now no one wants to be your friend.
Yeah, we're all friends here. This is my socialization. I get to turn you off whenever I want.
Well, that explains a lot about her personality, doesn't it?
That's mean. Hi, Chantal.
The way she's holding that spoon is triggering me. Oh, now I notice it, yeah. I didn't even notice that. I was like, it's the wrong way. Like, hold it by the end, but hold it the right way.
See, my Temu approached me before to do a sponsor, but...
Yeah, they approached me too. They approach anyone over a certain number.
It was the Canadian version. My account's Canadian, right, still? All
right, so confirmation that Salah does not have control of her account. She sends the money to him, which I thought anyway, but just so we've got it in on camera here. It shouldn't actually matter though, because Temu ships everywhere. So even if you are being sent stuff, like it shouldn't matter what address you're in.
Temu time. Guys, do you know what I use to take food out of the dryer? I mean, out of the oven because I don't have one of these.
Your mouth.
I take a clean towel out of the dryer if there's one, number one, and I take
If there's one.
use it. So no more burning myself. And isn't it cute? It's like trad wife like me.
You are not a trad wife. You do not do the work a trad wife does. And your husband does not provide for you in the stereotypical way expected of horrible, toxic trad wife tradition. I'll cut myself here to say if you're choosing to stay at home, it is a big job. Raising kids is hard. I'm not spitting on people who choose to be traditional. I'm spitting on the stereotype of women belong in the kitchen.
Trad wife. One pillow.
Oh,
Wow, these look nice and comfortable actually.
they really don't. They look cheap, they look nasty. And when she opens this, look at this.
And,
hang on.
well, you still need a pillowcase. Oh, it comes with a pillowcase on it?
No.
What in the heck? Oh no.
It's full of basically what looks like rough cotton wool. Like, it's not cotton wool, but you know the stuff they put inside it. So then you're gonna have to put a pillowcase over this bulky container thing, this green stuff it's in, and it doesn't look like it would be washable. So, I don't like it. I don't like it. Just, I'm assuming IKEA is in Kuwait. It's here, so I'm assuming it's in Kuwait. Like, there are some things I feel I don't trust from Temu, but then she also bought the crotch bleach from Temu, so obviously she doesn't have the same thought process.
Oh, it doesn't. So, pillowcases to go over top of all of those
How
pillows.
is she folding that?
Two of these. Harry Karen. He likes toys. I've seen him get down and dirty. I've seen him get mean with Princess Peach. This package looks...
With Princess Peach, the toy he has, he's a hamster. Would he not just gnaw through it? Or maybe I'm just thinking of mice.
Looks like, you know, at the beginning of Ace Ventura when he's kicking that guy's parcel all the way down the hall?
God.
Anyway, this is like super small. Oh my god. What can I make in this? This is a moderation piece. So this is as big of a smoothie you can have. I was like,
I wonder how big that is. That looks like it's probably, what, 250 milliliters? Like, it's fine.
2 slices of banana. Well, it was really cheap. What do you expect, right? This is a...
Tell you what, once I was living in China. Sorry, side note. Sometimes cheap does not mean terrible. I was living in China and I wanted a blender and I wasn't sure if I was going to use it regularly because I was making, I think, nut milk at the time. I used to make my own nut milk. When did I have time? But I bought a blender thinking, okay, I'll get a really cheap one, and if I don't use it regularly, I won't replace it. And if I do, then I can get a nicer one. And I spent, I think, £5 on Taobao for this blender. And it came, and it was this enormous Vitamix dupe. And it just tore through everything. It was amazing. And I spent like all of £5 on it. It was so good. That's why people keep going for Temu, because it's cheap enough that they're like, oh, okay, it's fine. But then every now and again, you get one amazing thing.
So you attach for the GoPro, you attach it to your backpack strap. And a lot of the time when we go be somewhere, Salah will put a backpack on and you can put it like this if he so chooses.
I love that she's saying he, because she's clearly not going to do it. Like, I'm assuming that's intended for like when you go hiking or what have you.
Yeah. I know you talked about sweatshops already, squeezy cheese. I know you guys are outraged, whatever. Okay, so I hate to break it to you, but a lot of name brands you use, child labor, I'm sure, sweat labor, whatever, I don't know.
I hate that she's so unpleasant, but actually, yes, when I look on Amazon versus when I look on Temu, the things that are on there, the listings that are on there are identical. They've got the same pictures, they've got the same kind of weird Chinese brands. They're probably coming from the same warehouses, but Temu's going to be a hell of a lot cheaper than Amazon's going to be. So you make your choices.
Okay, so this is a case, and it has I can put all my pills in here.
Oh, are we going to get rid of the random dish of pills? But I loved the pick and mix so well.
We also got just like this is a cover for the GoPro. Seems pretty good quality.
When they go diving.
And then you can just cover the lens like that. So it comes with basically a kit for your GoPro, okay? It comes with the plastic thing, a case we can carry it around to go to different places, museums, your favorite, and some lens things. I don't know what that is. Look at this, it's stainless steel.
That looks like it's made of tin foil. It's so thin.
Stainless steel, it says so. This is a spoon, and it's for because I'm going to be doing groceries. I found a big bottle of, not Torani brand, but another one. sugar-free syrup for coffee, so I'm going to be buying coffee accessories.
Oh, I wonder if she means Monin. That's the one that's available here. I've been a bit sad. I used to, well, I suppose it's good for my wallet. I used to buy the Monin sugar-free syrup, but ever since probably last Christmas, they changed for some kind of fancier flavours. Like they had a cookie one at one point, and I don't tend to bother with those, but they got rid of all the sugar-free ones and they've never been back.
So I've been missing my good coffee. I smell everything. By the way, I smell my socks the other day.
Why?
I only wore those socks once for the treadmill because I don't use my shoes. I got to get some lighter walking shoes. And so I use them once, so I smell them after my workout.
Stop picking your nose.
To see if I can still use them again the next day. I'm not going to wash my socks every time I use them once.
Do you not change it? No, she probably wouldn't, but like, you always use your socks once. You put them on for the day, you throw them into the wash, you wash them. You on the treadmill may only be 10 minutes, may only be once, but it's the most movement you do. You're sedentary the rest of the time. That is your use. Please wash your socks.
My feet don't smell, that's why I can use them.
Every part of you has an odour and you cannot convince me different.
I told you I don't have like feet smell, armpit smell. So it comes with a cute straw.
I'm not reading that about her personal areas, but yes, true.
Oh my gosh, I can make iced coffees and things.
Could you not make iced coffees
I love
before?
these.
Did you need like the Instagram-worthy glass? Oh, it's a glass straw. She's not going to clean that. Oh, yeah.
Got a memory card. It says high speed for, hopefully it works.
That's going to be
I never bought a memory card off Temu, but. And finally, we have
I wouldn't trust any kind of electronic off of Temu, I don't think. I'd assume it would immediately invade my computer.
big selfie stick for the GoPro. Yeah, you get people, the mods are allowed to time out people who are misbehaving and being annoying. I'm not uptight. I'm mature. Okay.
Excuse you? I can't even hear that with a straight face.
I know, because I didn't want my ears to bleed. There you go. So you're insulting my husband, so get lost. No, I have a lot of people who care about me here. What are you even talking about?
Excuse me? You have Salah, and frankly, he's 50-50.
Are you Delulu? Yes, you're Delulu. Yella. Oh, I think my rolls are going down. Wow, look.
No, I don't want to.
Wait, I'm sucking in.
I
Suck
can
out?
see, but do
Suck
we
in?
have to see?
Suck out?
I don't like where we are. I don't know how we got here, and I don't like it.
Where'd they go?
This is quite...
No, they don't smell like anything.
Is it possible you're just nose blind? You're just so used to your own amalgamation of scents.
See?
So on her treadmill. Fine, good.
I'm not gonna wash my socks every time I walk on the treadmill. There's just no. Hi, Birdie. Babe, I don't think people are making fun of you when they say no more crazy frog. I think they just are sick of the crazy frog after about 1,000 times.
Oh, laughing while she says that so he doesn't think that she's sick of it. No, she loves it. But guys, babe, I think maybe the guys are getting a little bit bored of it. That is a nervous laugh. I always find it a bit funny how proud and how fragile Salah is about his crazy frog.
And Nixie got blocked for making that Karate Joe comment.
Oh, someone commented about Karate Joe. Was that a little bit awkward considering you've been going off at Yabba recently?
Like, I don't want any stupid people in here, and only stupid people would hold me responsible for Karate Joe.
All right, maybe turn the live stream off then, because I got something to tell you. Foodie is not responsible for Karate Joe. Let's get that out of the way. And when it was discovered, Karate Joe's history, because it turns out he was a paedophile, if anyone's new here, an old mod of hers, and it was discovered, and then he disappeared, and I believe he's dead now. That, in and of itself, I can believe, okay, she didn't know certain things before it was revealed. But what she is responsible for, and I'm sure that Mr. Snowflake actually had a whole section on this in one of the parts of his documentary, is that later she started defending him and saying, oh, well, surely if you've paid your debt to society, like the victims don't live with it for the rest of their life. And that we can judge her on, because that was all her. So do I accept that she might not have the information on every person that comes through her chat, even with a mod like Karate Joe? Yes, because he disappeared as soon as that information went public. So I can absolutely believe that he would have kept it from her and that she's not interested in any other living thing as much as she's interested in herself. So even though he was a long-term mod of her, she probably didn't know him that well. But the stuff that came after, Petal, that was all you.
Like, give me a break. I don't do background checks on everybody in my chat. Like, y'all don't keep the same energy for Yabba, though, who slept with a pedophile, right? So shut up.
I don't like this area of conversation, and I don't think anybody is on a moral high ground here. So you probably do better just not to bring it up.
My dog killed 2 kittens. She never ate them. Ah, okay. I see.
I don't know where that comment came from, but
Whatever, it's sad. It happens. Like, it's not it's your dog's fault, and y'all are not saints. So.
Yeah, remember when Foodie was driving over frogs and laughing? Do you remember that? You know, it happens.
We're honestly sick of the trolls, actually. They don't make the chat fun anymore. When you reach a certain age, it's just annoying, so goodbye.
Yeah, I mean, when you reach a certain age, a lot of things tend to happen that haven't happened with Foodie.
But any negative one,
yeah.
Any hater one, like, you know, just work.
Any negative people, mods can delete. Yeah, she is responsible, M. Fury, because she named her dog. They defended him after they knew what happened. Are you going to tell me that being with someone for all those years and having kids with them, you never knew, and that's the first time they offended? Please give me a break.
Just to make this clear, given the subject matter of the stuff going on with Yaba and with everything that came out, I purposely didn't follow it very closely. Some information crossed my feed because it was a topic of conversation, but I don't know the details on it. I do think that things like that would do better to be offline, but this isn't a topic where you should be trying to one-up each other. It's a tragic situation for the victim, and it should be left alone.
Cat C, they named it after a pedophile. That's what the matter is. Goodbye, C.
I hate that she's so gleeful about this. It is just a vehicle with which to win in her head. And there's no real processing of how awful a situation that is for the victim.
This is why I hate lives. Like, this is ridiculous. It's my channel.
So why are you here? You've made vlogs, you've done pre-recorded content. Why are you on live? It's because you want the attention and you don't get it from your husband.
And I have to, like, put up with this shit? No, I want all of these people out of here. I don't care if there's only, like, 200 people in my fucking chat left. I don't care.
Even if 100.
Yeah, we don't give a shit.
Just so we know, when she was on OnlyFans and she was getting, like, 5 people in her chat, she very much cared.
I blocked Pineapple.
I can't see. You brushed off Karate Joe saying he did his time? Yeah! By blocked Pineapple. Well, I'm sorry. Is the truth inconvenient?
You too. I think you're always negative, so goodbye.
How dare you bring facts into my chat?
By the way, this vlogs will never be unblocked.
Never.
Oh, I love that Salah is trying to be a big man behind here, like he's got any control over what she's doing. But wasn't she going to set up like a streaming corner? She was going to allow voiceover, reading out the comments, and you know, she was going to be very chill. She didn't care what people said. Lasted a long time, didn't it?
You'll gain 1,000 new positive people, exactly. Over time, I think so. You're right.
If you were being positive over time, maybe, because people who didn't know your history, that you had already blocked and everything, might not go into the other community. So long as you are you and you treat people in the way you do, your community will not change.
And honestly, the negative people just drive those people away, and that's what they want. These people need to grow up. I don't want any more, like, immature 25-year-old people coming in here just to, like, get it wrong.
The fuck did 25-year-olds do to you, dude? 25-year-olds out there are more mature than you are. Fucking 6-year-olds are more mature than you are.
Eyes, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, sure, Anita, you fucking idiot.
Come on, Charles, show yourself so we can give you the forever block.
Yeah. Goodbye. Bye, Anita. Go fuck yourself. Sorry, but...
Oh, sorry? Yes. Are you sorry? Anita said, but your man wants to grape women, because I know it's going to be quite small up there.
You can make fake accounts and they'll just be blocked instantly, dumbass. Takes a brain.
It does. Yet alas, here we are, Chantal.
I'm just blocking everyone back. Yeah, exactly, Trixie. Fuck you.
Also, Tracy and Theodore, feel free to block him.
People that support her in chat, which are not very many, are desperately trying to, like, change the subject so she doesn't rage out again. It shouldn't be their responsibility, but there we are. So we got Bread and Butter and Chives being like, can you make dolmas from scratch again? And you got other people who are confused. You got other people that are just like, oh no, they sound gross. Good God, but she never learns, does she? People take blocking as a badge of honor because you can just make another account. And if it's blocked again, you'll just make another one. People who want to troll want the reaction. They don't care what name they do it under. They just want her to react, and she gives it to them every time.
Bye. Go elsewhere. Go give them money. I don't care. Go, goodbye. You're not getting anything out of me anymore.
Evidence to the contrary.
It's fun. We are blocking these dum-dums.
Yeah, see ya.
Oh, you know, it's these moments that you realise Salah and Foodie are just right on the same level, aren't they? It's a shame they're not actually married. They'd actually make quite the pair.
They bring the whole vibe down, Silver Sea. I don't want them in here. They can go elsewhere.
They bring the whole vibe down. Maybe just learn to deal with the truth without raging. Learn to either block and not address or ignore.
Okay, we need to go order groceries and stuff, so. Yeah, I'm tired of drama, honestly. It's just like, it's so fucking stupid to me. Sorry to swear, I know I shouldn't be, but how do people of grown age just like find that entertaining day in and day out? Like,
You're the one who runs this channel. The drama's with you, friend. I don't have this kind of drama on my channel. It's because we make different choices.
life. They're stunted people. I have no interest in them, in my energy. Like, it's gross energy. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah.
Teardrop, don't mind. They just hit themselves.
Yeah.
Hit themselves and hit their lights. So it's okay. It's okay.
It is.
Oh, someone just asked if she was cheating on Salah and she deleted that one without, I'm assuming without acknowledging it. Why was that the only thing she could do that with?
It's tiring, yeah.
Miss Chad is like, they're losers, you're winning, they can stay mad. It seems like she's the mad one here, am I wrong? I have to go check my community tab, but I don't think I rage posted on there recently.
Grow up person. I'm like, no thanks. So I was happy. See you guys later. Bye.
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 All right, I'm gonna leave that there. Thank you so much. Yeah, that was pretty indicative of how Chantal has been. So I don't see her getting any happier until she's filling her face with food again, which I'm sure will be very soon. She's already beginning to slide down that very slippy slope. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for being here. I'm gonna go and get some fish pie and do some editing and get this up. I'll try and be back a little bit sooner than last time. Bye.